Welcome back everyone to a Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle Unit Bible. It is the 9th anniversary over on the global server of Dokkan Battle, and we are looking at the Part 1 Carnival featured Super Saiyan Blue, spoiler alert, Gogeta. Now this is his SSR art. I'm going to give it a quick rating. I like it about a 5 out of 7 Dragon Balls. It's nothing special, but I don't know, something about it just makes it that little bit above average in my opinion. Now we'll get stuck straight into the housekeeping. His super attack is not farmable, unfortunately, so it's going to be Kai's all the way. Now to awaken him from SSR to TUR, you need 14 medals from the old physical Dragon Ball Super Broly Dokkan event, as well as 21 medals from the old AGL Super Saiyan Gogeta Dokkan event. Now, moving on to the TUR. Now this art doesn't impress me quite as much as the SSR, though I'd still give it a healthy pass mark of 4 out of 7 Dragon Balls. The medals you need to further awaken him from TUR to LR is 35 medals from the 5th year anniversary Gogeta Blue, the STR one, and 35 medals from the 7th anniversary Super Saiyan God Goku and Vegeta. Before we move on to the LR though, I just want to quickly go through his leader skill. As is tradition with Carnival LRs, it is a single category leader skill. 3 key, HP, attack and defense 200% to movie heroes. It's hard to rate leader skills for Carnival LRs, seeing as they only lead the single category, so you end up kind of rating the category itself. So instead of just rating movie heroes as a category, I kind of want to rate it against Gogeta. So instead I'm kind of going to reverse the question. How well does this Gogeta work within movie heroes? Now we'll go through his details in a second, but straight up, awesome. He is fantastic for the category of movie heroes. Having 2 of him on the team actually makes the team a lot smoother to run. I'll go through why now as we awaken him to LR. So here is LR Super Saiyan Gogeta. Now just straight off the bat, Gogeta's stats come in at a healthy 22,513 HP, 19,340 attack, and 15,744 defense. That is obviously the rainbow stats. So unless your luck is absolutely out of this world, don't expect those stats to be quite as high at 55% or anything in between. Now, Gogeta's passive. Unconditionally, Gogeta gets 154% attack and defense, 2 key, an extra key per type sphere, and an extra 2 key per rainbow sphere. He drops an extra attack with a 50% chance of being a super attack. Every attack is effective versus all types. He's a rainbow orb changer, changes one type other than physical to rainbow. Then he gets an extra attack and defense 100% when performing a super attack. Those stats will be calculated as phase 2 of his passive. If you want to know more about what that means, head over to my channel and check out the way to calculate defense stats. I kind of go through it a little bit there. Gogeta will also launch a guaranteed super when he collects a rainbow key sphere. That's 1 super per turn, no matter how many rainbow orbs you get. And he guards all attacks from the first turn that he appears for a total of 3 turns. Now that means he basically guards for 2 turns if you leave him on rotation, or only guards for that first appearance if you float him off in that turn. All things considered, he's pretty solid. You do want to transform him straight away, and we'll get to those conditions in a second, basically because once his guard runs out, he's going to be pretty fragile, especially before attacking. The extra 100% defense that he gets on the super is a massive portion of his overall defense, especially when you factor in the super attack effects, which we'll go through in a second. But before we do, I just want to run through his links and his link partners. Super Saiyan Gogeta's links are Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan Prepared for Battle, Over in a Flash, Fused Fighter, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. Having both Prepared for Battle and Over in a Flash really helps him bridge that gap between some of the Saiyan units that you run. Oftentimes they'll have one or the other, so having both and being sandwiched between any of those units really helps out. Fused Fighter also helps as well, and as you can see here, a lot of his better linking partners are Super Gogetas or Super Saiyan units in general. I threw the GOAT himself, first anniversary Super Gogeta there because he's probably within about 12 months of his Super EZA, maybe a little bit longer if they're really going to hold off. But I wanted to throw him out there as well because that could be a really fun rotation in the future. Moving on now to his super attacks. Gogeta's 12 key super attack greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, which is a 50% raise for both stats. It is also an unarmed type attack, so with all those additionals, you'll be raising his defense quite a bit if you get them all to go off. Then his 18 key raises defense and greatly raises attack for 1 turn, causing mega colossal damage. Now, that means he stacks his defense by 30% on a permanent basis, so every 18 key super you do, he will permanently raise his defense. However, the attack stack is only lasting for the singular turn. Though don't expect to stack too much with the defense, as you probably want to transform him as soon as possible. With all that out of the way, Super Saiyan Gogeta has an active skill. It's pretty straightforward. He transforms into Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta on his third appearance. Now that Gogeta is in Super Saiyan Blue, let's go through his new passive. Unconditionally, he gets 200% attack and defense start a turn. Additionally, he also gets 3 ki, plus 2 ki per sphere, so that is 3 ki per sphere, 4 ki for any physical sphere that he gets. He gets an additional super attack guaranteed. His attacks are all effective versus all types. Like his base form, he orb changes from a non-physical ki sphere to rainbow. Just one of those types will become a rainbow ki sphere. He has a 70% chance to dodge, free, also unconditionally. On top of all that, he's got a few other things that come in conditionally. Attack and defense 100% when performing super attack, and an additional super when collecting 1 rainbow ki sphere, much like his Super Saiyan form. The additional super with 1 rainbow orb is capped at 1 additional super, so even if you get 2, 3 or 4 rainbow orbs, you'll still only do 1 additional super per that condition. He gets 20% crit chance per dodge. Now there is no official cap on that. Obviously the only cap would be 100%. So if you put him in slot 1 and he dodges 5 attacks before attacking, he'll be sitting at 100% crit chance. And as icing on the cake, Gogeta has a 70% chance to nullify and counter enemy Ki Blast supers. So just remember it's only Ki Blast supers, so it's worth knowing what type of super the enemy can launch. Gogeta Blue's links do change as he transforms. Golden Warrior becomes Warrior Gods, but the rest remain the same. Super Saiyan Prepared for Battle, Over in a Flash, Fused Fighter, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power with Warrior Gods. And as you can imagine, all the Super Saiyan God fusions are probably his best partners, as well as the 7th year anniversary Blues and the Saiyan Day God Goku I've thrown in there as well. They're probably the better units to run to activate as many links as possible. Now onto Gogeta Blue's super attacks. His 12 key super greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn and causes colossal damage to the enemy. Basically, these are your additionals. So every additional you do, you'll be raising his attack and his defense stat by 50% in that multiplier. Again, if you're unsure what multipliers mean, head over to my defense stat calculation video and I'll explain there. His ultra super attack, so at 18 ki, he massively raises his attack for 4 turns, causing mega colossal damage to the enemy. So that attack stack is basically a rolling stack. All these additionals then will count for defense on top of attack as well. And with these original animations, I think Dokkan is outdoing themselves when it comes to these Dokkan original animations. And that KO screen, ugh. Now that's not all, folks. If that wasn't enough for you to summon for Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, he also has another active skill when he is blue. His condition is simply the following turn after he becomes blue. So you use the active skill with Super Saiyan Gogeta, he becomes Super Saiyan Blue. The next time you see him, you'll have the opportunity to use his active skill. What it does is it massively raises his attack temporarily, which only lasts for the active skill. It disappears after that, causes ultimate damage to the enemy. For the remainder of the turn, his dodge chance is 100%. He will dodge every single attack launched at him. He also becomes the target. What that means is that every attack the enemy plans to launch that turn will be directed at Gogeta. The only exception would be any area of effect attacks. So any of those attacks that you see with like arrows pointing kind of thing to the rest of the turn, they're the only ones that he doesn't become the target for. Now, they do still launch in order. So if you've got Gogeta in slot 3, hypothetically, and you've got 2 other units in slot 1 or 2, if the enemy has 2 attacks before your slot 1 unit, 1 attack after, your slot 2 unit goes, and then you've got 3 attacks before slot 3 where Gogeta is, all those attacks will still go in order. So Gogeta will dodge twice, then your slot 1 unit will attack. You'll dodge another time, then your slot 2 unit will attack. You'll dodge 3 times and then he'll attack, etc. This feature is kind of called like Target Me by the community, and it's the brand new feature introduced with the anniversary. So I hope that wasn't all too overwhelming for you. Gogeta has a hell of a lot going on, and I hope I made it make more sense for you. Before we wrap though, I just wanted to go through a couple of other things, in addition to all the housekeeping that I added at the top of the video. Obviously, just to reiterate, his super attack is not farmable. These are the awakening medals you need to awaken him from SSR all the way to LR. His leader skill is Movie Heroes 200% and 3 ki. But in addition to all that, I have a little bit of a recommendation for his hidden potential. I would personally go for full additional. I can't stress enough that this is simply a recommendation. If you disagree or you have other thoughts, by all means leave them below. I'm not going to disagree with you. This is just what I think. My thought process is basically a process of elimination. He has dodge coming out of every orifice when he is blue. He needs no more dodge. Though I can understand the argument of saying that he needs the dodge in base. Completely understandable. Similar to his crit is really taken care of quite handily when he is blue. He's also effective versus all types when he is Super Saiyan and when he is blue. So I feel like crit is the least valuable of the 3 perks. That kind of leaves additional for me. With all the extra attacks that he's going to be launching anyway, the hidden potential will still have a decent chance to go off. So again, it's kind of a flip of the coin whether you prioritize additional or dodge. I personally would lean towards additional, though even a balance might be pretty solid. But let me know what you think down below. Like I said, any opinion is valid, though I'm pretty confident that crit is the worst option for him. And finally, these are the units that lead Gogeta for 200%. We have Tech UI Goku, who has just dropped on JP. He's not yet out on Global. In part 2, we'll get Beast Gohan and Gamma 1 and 2. Stay tuned for unit Bibles on them. The Super Saiyan Trio, the Blue Goku and Vegeta, Fusion Zamasu, Power Awakening Piccolo, Ultimate Gohan, and Tech Super Saiyan Goku there. All those units, their leader skills will lead Gogeta for a full 200%. So if you pull Gogeta and you're looking to have a little bit of fun, these units here will lead him for the maximum possible buff. Let me know what you think is the best leader for Gogeta, if not himself, in the comments down below. That'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. This is Carnival exclusive Gogeta from the 9th anniversary. I want to hear everything you've got to say about him down in the comments below. How do you rate him? If any of my ratings are off, let me know where you differ. I'd love to hear everything you've got to say in the comments below. Make sure you go and check out the unit Bible for Dokkan Fest exclusive Broly, the counterpart to Gogeta, as well as keep an eye out for the unit Bibles for the Beast Gohan and Gammas that I mentioned just before. I will release their unit Bibles as they drop in-game. So if you watched all the way through, I really appreciate it. I'd also appreciate it if you could hit that like button, subscribe, do all the rest. If you don't want to, obviously don't. I'm not your dad. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good one. Good luck in the anniversary. I'll see you next time. Bye now.